Alright, so I'm going to give this a quick range of motion animation. It doesn't need to be so long. I'm going to maybe make this 100 frames. And let's start by keyframing the body. Okay, so I'm going to start by, if I double click, remember it sets a keyframe on everything. So I'm just going to move this forward now. I'm going to grab the hips until he's almost kneeling. And I'm going to take this foot and move it forward. And take these two pole vectors, move them forward as well. And I can pull that one in. And I'm going to take this foot and we're going to test the foot roll. So I'm going to push this foot roll forward. Maybe to there. That looks pretty good. I think with the knee vector that's going to look really nice. And you might be going a little too forward here, so I'm just going to counter rotate. Let's take that other leg and push it out some. And take that knee and pull that in. Alright, now when I scroll back, he's going to be kneeling down. And I want to make it so it just doesn't slide. He lifts his foot a little bit. So with this foot, do a bit of a foot roll and also a little bit of a lift. Okay, I'm going to put that back on the ground. Oops. Try that again. So he's going to be lifting in the air a little bit, maybe a little rotation too. Set a keyframe there. I'm going to set a keyframe here for everything. So there we go. So he's kneeling down. Not too bad. Okay, so it's looking good. He's pushing pretty far. I'm going to right click, playback speed real time. Take a look. Yep. Maybe push this foot a little bit further. And now, double click to keyframe that. I'm going to go back to frame 1 and middle click on maybe around frame 30 and press S. So that way he steps out and then goes back. Maybe push this over a little bit. So to move this, I held shift and clicked. Now I'm just going to push it over. Okay, looks good so far. Alright, now when he sort of pushes into that pose, I'm going to counter rotate this upper body so it goes backwards. Okay, so around frame 8 I think, I'm just going to rotate these back. So I'm going to grab his chest, rotate it back, grab that chest there. Now I am working with auto key on. Here's the neck, push that back, take the head, push it back too. So he's leaning back, and then by the time it gets to the next frame, he's going to be leaning really far forward. Okay, let's try all 3 of these now. Maybe less than the neck. Let's take a look at that. So it leans back, goes forward. I'm going to have him stay forward for a little bit longer. So I'm going to grab all these keys again in the neck, and I'm just going to middle click about frame here. And for these ones, I'm going to shift click, right click, and delete so that he's leaning forward. try that again. I'm going to delete this one too. So he's leaning back and then slowly leaning forward, and then he gets back up. Alright, looks good. I'm going to go to frame, about 40 frames here, and let's take a look at our range of motion first. So it's not too bad, it's looking pretty good. Let's, next thing we want to do is do the hands, obviously. Okay, so when he's dropping, I want the hands to drop as well. Hands drop. And then around this frame, I want his hands to be really high in the air. You can take that pull vector down now. And we'll have to do a bit of clavicle work here. Push the clavicles back. And you can try the shoulder as well if you want. Take a look. So his hands drop, they come back. Now as his hands go back, actually I'm going to take both hands here, and I'm just going to take his spread, and I'm going to sort of the roll, and I'm going to push those really far back. Okay, looks good. I'm going to delete frame 13 for the hands and the elbows so it stays out a little longer. And I think around frame 30 or 21 I'm going to have his hands forward again. Not too bad. And now I'm going to make a fist. So we could do it with the spread, we could do it with the hands going in, or we could actually use the fist controller. You know, either way it's going to work. We should actually test both, but definitely okay. Let's go back. Okay, around 14. Starts to go a little loopy there, so. Okay, so his hands go up, he drops to the ground, his hands go forward, he makes a fist. Alright, now the nice thing about this sort of range of motion test is that it's a really good way to test all of the ranges with a very little amount of work.